Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Fabinho card to review today. So, we're taking a look at a card that is 6'2" with medium-high work rates, right-footed with 3-star skill moves and a 3-star weak foot. So, obviously with this card, in regards to how his rare gold card performed, that card's only problem was that his pace and dribbling wasn't high enough, right? Because defensively, he was actually very solid. There was actually a specific year, I believe it was 2 years ago or something, where the rare gold Fabinho was used for the majority of the year because of how good he was as a CDM. But for this year's game, those two stats weren't that good for the rare gold version of the card. So the fact that his base card stats have been significantly improved suggests that he would actually be a very good CDM. And that's the main focus that you want to do with this card. Now, it sucks that they didn't give him the weak foot upgrade, but regardless, I'd probably most likely use him as a right center defensive mid anyway, so it's not necessarily a big deal. In regards to traits, he has solid player trait, which isn't too crazy. In games, 84 acceleration with 87 sprint speed, pretty decent. Obviously suggests that, you know, if you give him the Shadow Chemistry style, plus 15 for acceleration, plus 10 for sprint speed, could be ideal. Make him as perfect as possible defensively, although his base card stats actually look pretty decent defensively. You don't necessarily need to improve it, right? So it also suggests that you may want to give him an engine chemistry style, right? It really just depends. We're going to take a look at how he feels in game, and we're going to see what I want mostly on the card, right? Shooting stats, he actually has a shooting presence, which is great. If I want to pop in a long shot with him, he does have the 98 shot power, 83 finishing, and 98 composure to compensate for that, although 81 long shots isn't great. Like I said, this card is going to be more of a player that you want to see defensively than it is like an attacking presence, right? We're going to be trying him out on balance instructions as well because of the 88 attacking positioning. But yeah, we'll see what's up with that in game. Passing stats are pretty solid for a CDM as well. Obviously, you need good passing stats to be able to open up the play in certain ways, because if you're using like a formation like a 4-2-3-1, you want to be able to dribble quickly and pass the ball nicely, because most of the buildup that actually happens with the 4-2-3-1 formation is actually you using your left and right attacking mids, coming back, using the CDMs, and then basically going from there, right? So very important stuff there. Dribbling stats have been significantly improved, which is really good. 77 agility, 77 balance will suggest that the card is not going to move that crazy fast, but it's more about him being able to transition left and right quickly and being able to dribble decently well, because, you know, reactions, ball control, dribbling are pretty high, and he does have the 98 composure. I feel like the 98 composure is going to be very, very helpful because of the body type that he has and the 90 strength that he has, right? So very important in regards to that as well. He does have 84 jumping, so that with the 6'2" height is great. Stamina's at 98, so obviously on balance instructions you could totally do that. What people sometimes do with CDMs or center mids is that they actually keep them on balance instructions so that they play to their characteristics. So because Fabinho is a medium-high work rated player, you know, from time to time he may attack, he may find space for you when you're transitioning forward. Because his medium-high work rates is a thing, he actually kind of comes back in the defense anyways, right? So some people play like that. But yeah, I want to see how he's going to perform in game. I want to see if I want to give him the engine chemistry style or whether or not I want to give him the shadow chemistry style. Because with engine, a +5 for acceleration and sprint speed would be pretty solid, right? I would focus this card mostly in the defensive areas, right? So if I have him on stay back while attacking, I may not need more pace than that if he's, you know, defending the middle area. But sometimes, you know, if you want to catch up to somebody, you may want to improve it. It really depends on the characteristics of the card. Shadow would also be boosting his defensive stats as much as possible. The +15 acceleration and +10 sprint speed is obviously the most relevant, but the engine would give him a +10 for balance and a +5 for agility. So it could be nice to have as well. We're going to try him out with a basic first, and then we're going to basically see from there. But this guy actually has a really cool concept of a team over here. So what we're going to be doing, guys, is we're going to be using the 4-2-3-1 as we normally do with 5 and 4, 5 and 4, because I like to put 4 just to see what their runs are like, right? Oh, he already has it lined up perfectly for me, except for that one, and we want to try him out in the right center defensive position. Although, you know, if you're going to focus this card mostly defensively, stay back while attacking the left center defensive position is not necessarily bad, but it's just sometimes I have those opportunities where it'd be nice to have the strong foot on the strong side, right? But regardless, we are going to be trying out Fabinho just on the balanced instructions here. I kind of want to see... Nah, we're going to have this guy on stay back while attacking, because Alon's a beast in this game. And then we're going to have Fabinho on just balanced instructions. So, yeah, basically we're just going to be playing regular FIFA. We're going to see how he fits in the team, and we'll basically go from there. Hopefully he's a beast, because Fabinho is definitely like a foot card in the past FIFAs. So hopefully with these upgrades on the card, he's actually significantly better. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not I want to give him the engine or the shadow chemistry styles. So let's get into a game and see how he plays. This is what I like to test out, man. It's that composure and that physical aspect on the card that he definitely has. It's nice. Nice. Great job again, Fabinho. I wasn't even controlling him there. I just put him in the right position. You know, he chooses the right animation right there to get that ball. Look at the way that he positions himself, just on stay back while attacking cover center. It's very, very solid. See that situation right there when I pushed up with Alon? The way that Fabinho went to the edge of that 18-yard box, I love when CDMs do that. That's like my favorite movement that they do, is when they keep tracking after the player without me having to tell them to, because if you don't have to tell your player to man mark, they actually defend way better because they choose a combination of cut passing lanes and man mark in the right situations, you know? See that situation right there? Man marks the entire time, and I love that positioning with him. Yeah, I had a feeling his jockey system was unassisted. Even unassisted, Fabinho feels amazing. That's great. You see how he tracks him the entire time? He does the man marking instruction without me telling him to, and I love that, dude. Yeah, dude, so far with this card, defensively, that's what you want to focus on mostly with this card. Now, again, like I keep saying, defensively, he might actually be good enough with his base card defensive stats. He might be, right? So giving him the engine for the +5 for acceleration, +5 for sprint speed, as well as boosting his agility and balance, it could also make him transition left and right a little bit more quicker. So it just really depends on what you want to give him. Again, I think that a shadow chemistry style would make the most sense because I really want that huge acceleration on the card for him to get into the play instantly, you know? Okay, guys, so since we found ourselves, you know, kind of giving the ball away a lot, because that's obviously what I want to do when it comes to CDM reviews, like, you know, pick poor choices in regards to certain passes and whatnot. I kind of just want to play regular FIFA now with him on bounce instructions. I want to see what he's going to be like. Yeah, I need that acceleration boost on this card, man. Just so I can get into the play really quick, you know? See how he's on balance instructions, the medium-high work rates, he will go back into position really quickly. Now imagine if you were to give him the shadow chemistry style, where he would do that even faster than he does it normally, right? Wow, see? I did a really bad touch right there because of his poor dribbling, to be fair. But he's still able to get the ball really nicely. Maybe an engine could be ideal. I'm not really sure 100% yet, to be honest. It's like a combination of the two. It's one of those things that you have to test out in game, really. Wow, that's amazing, you know, when you have an empty net, you shoot completely straight and he goes all the way to the left side. Nice. Yeah, super aggressive there without me actually triggering that run either. Stays up in the attacking positions, which makes sense for his balance instructions, but he will go back into position pretty quickly. A little bit aggressive there as well. So attacking positioning, he'll definitely linger around the attacking area once he does push up. That sloppy dribbling is not what you want your CDM to do if it's like his characteristics, you know? I pushed him out of position here just to see what he's like going back. Does a decent job, to be fair. Nicely done. Let's go. Good animation. Let's go. Great goal right there. Nicely done. Alright guys, so final verdict on the Fabinho card. Few things that we got to talk about before we really get into it. In regards to how he performs in game, guys, his dribbling stats are noticeable in game because of the body type and the height that he has. So it's one of those situations where, you know, you may want to give him the engine chemistry style. No, you know, a +5 for the acceleration, +5 for the sprint speed would be pretty solid, especially if you're using him on stay back while attacking. Now, I feel like defensively, he could actually move significantly better if you boost the agility and balance, because when you boost the agility and balance, the way that the player sways left and right is significantly better. But the fact that you're also going to be boosting his acceleration and sprint speed will be very, very important, especially if you have him on stay back while attacking. Now, it could be a situation where, you know, you may want to try him out with the shadow chemistry style as well. Maybe you don't really care about the dribbling aspect too much and you want to focus a lot of this card, you know, mostly defensively. You want him to be on stay back while attacking cover center. If he's ever out of position, giving him the shadow for the plus 15 on acceleration, plus 10 on sprint speed to make it essentially perfect with essentially perfect defensive stats, you know, you may want that as well. So it's really going to be a combination of what you want most in the card. Now, if you're using him on balance instructions, I really feel like you got to give him the engine, right? You need the dribbling boost in the card because his dribbling is just not that responsive. The plus 10 for the actual dribbling stat, as well as the balance and agility boost, will definitely be noticeable on a card like this, especially since he is a high and average plus body type with the 6'2" height. Now, in my opinion, the engine chemistry style is cheaper, so try that out first. If you feel like he really requires that extra acceleration and sprint speed, then you would give him the shadow chemistry style. But guys, these are the types of SBCs that I expect to see from EA, because that is great value for the card that he is in regards to what he offers in game. Now you can see that most people are giving him the engine chemistry style because of the base defensive stats and base physical stats already being pretty good. So, you know, making him as responsive as possible on the stay back while attacking cover center instruction could be the most ideal situation for this card. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review today. I will catch you guys later today for the Foden one. Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.